In this demonstration, I'm going to show you a little tip on the fiber mesh here. And let's say you wanted to make a fur jacket or something like that, a fur coat, and you don't want the fur to go inside the mesh. Alright, you want it only on the outside. Alright, and I'm going to show you how to fix that. If we look at this hooded jacket, we can see through it, and if I turn it around, this side here, we can't see through it. And we turn it back here, it's like it's invisible. Now if I tip it down and look down through the neck area, it's all going to be invisible. The reason why is because these polygons got one side to them. And these polygons have what they call normals. All the normals are facing outwards. So I'm only seeing one side. All the other side always is invisible. If we come down to the display property down here and we turn on double, it will display both sides. Alright. The reason why most applications, and this application has the double off by default, is because this could decrease your performance, especially if you have a lot of polygons, because you're displaying both sides. So that's basically why it's off. So I want the fibers to go on the outside. Well, I could go to the fiber mesh here and turn on the preview. Alright, now it's kind of hard to see what's going on here because I want to see how far these fibers are sinking in. Well, one way I could do it is come down here and turn double on. Well, it's quite obvious what I'm seeing here is the polygons and the fibers are not going through it. Well, this is great. This is what I want. The problem with ZBrush is if you make any kind of adjustments with double on, it's going to display the fibers on both sides. Alright. I'm going to show you an example. So we're going to go up here. If I make any kind of adjustments, even a tip color, what's going to happen is it's going to poke through both sides. Now if I press accept right now, my fibers are going to be just like they are, but then it's not going to allow me to do any kind of adjustment. So let's say I wanted to basically do some kind of adjustment. So if I click this, boom, automatically something, you can see now it's displaying on both sides, and that's not what I want, and it's actually hard to see what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a little bit better example so you can see just a little bit better. So we're going to select a plane here and we'll make this a polymesh 3D. Alright. Let's turn this to a wider material here. All polygons here are showing one side, so if I turn it, it's going to look invisible. I'm going to turn it back and it's going to show. We turn on double, the same way. You can see both sides now. So if we use the fiber mesh and preview that, it's on one side, but when I turn it, I can't see the other side. But the problem starts is when I turn this around, then I turn on the double, everything's working fine, but as soon as that double's on and I'm making adjustments, it's going to render the fibers on both sides. Example, if we even move twist, the fibers on both sides. So, well, actually this is kind of not what I wanted, especially when I'm making a jacket and I want these fibers on the outside. So basically what I'm going to do to solve this, we're going to turn the double off. Alright. And we're going to come up here to the subtools, and what I want to do is I want to duplicate this one here. So we'll duplicate, and the one I want to duplicate right here, we're going to put the double on this one here. Alright, this is on the duplicated one. So we're going to have one that's double, and the one we're working on is the double's going to be off. Alright, this is where it's going to work. This way, when I make any kind of adjustments, it's not going to render on both sides. But actually what's happening is the second one that I duplicated is letting me see both sides. So this is going to work out. So we want to work on the one that the double is off. Alright, let's go ahead and turn on preview here. And alright, now if I make any kind of adjustments like length, alright, it's just going to display on one side. I'm going to rotate this around here. And I'm going to move my gravity a little bit. And do my length a little bit. Now what I could do, I'm going to be using this embed, and I want to move the fibers away from this plane here. I'm just going to tip this as an example. I wish they would fix this because it's kind of annoying. Now once I have this tipped here, as you can see, the gravity works on the way the camera is pointing. Basically, if I turn it to the side here and I move my gravity, it's working towards the camera, so it's trying to go straight up. And if I tip this down here, and move the gravity again, and straighten it back up. The problem is if I move this embed, it's also going to screw up my gravity, and I really don't want my gravity to move if I'm messing with one of these settings. Well, I would think it would be better to have a gravity that would have an X, Y, and Z little button next to it that you could adjust it. That way, these settings don't mess with it, or have it fixed where these settings don't affect it. Watch, when I move the embed, it's going to screw up and move gravity also. See, this is not what I wanted. I wanted to get away from the plane, but I did not want to mess with my gravity. So anyway, that was kind of a request. And we'll move a little bit closer. A little bit closer. Now, for it to be back like I wanted it to, I need to switch it back and mess with my gravity again. And once you're happy with what you want here, then you'll press accept. Alright. This is the one here. You can delete either one you want, because you really don't need both planes anymore, but you know the standard procedure, so let's go ahead and just delete that one for now. And actually I'm just going to delete this one here, because this one is, if I delete this one here, I'm going to have to turn the double on the other one, because what's going to happen, I'll just show you. I'll just delete it. The back of the plane is invisible, so I'll just have to come back up here and turn that back on. And we can see something like that. Alright, let's go into the next step. This is a quick recap. This is the hooded jacket here. What we want to do is we want to duplicate this one here. As we know that the double is off. Alright, so we're going to duplicate it. Alright, now it doesn't matter which one I turn on the double. I typically will just come down here and just turn the double on, as long as you have one that's on and one that's off. But the one that you want to be working with is select the one that has the double off. We don't want the double on that one. This is the one we're working on. So with that said, we'll turn on the preview here and do your adjustments to whatever you want, more fibers or whatever you want, and take a look around it. I mean, there's certain areas that the fibers may appear to be poking through it. I do know that I will be subdividing this mesh, and it will shrink up. In most of the cases, it will pull away from the fibers. In certain areas, it may cause a little problem where it does all this dipping, alright, where it could cause the fibers to come back through it. That's, that's something you got to experiment. But if you're feeling safe that some areas fibers still gonna poke through it, you can always move the fibers away from the mesh by adjusting this embed away from the mesh. Alright, once you're happy with that, then you go ahead and press accept. Alright, and we're going to delete one of these. Alright, so actually remember this is the one that was off, where I'm going to delete it. Alright, I'm still seeing through both sides because this one here is actually the one that has the double on. So if you restart the thing again, just make sure you have one mesh that has the double on and one with it off. And like I said, I normally will subdivide this here, so let's go ahead and we'll just take a look around here a little bit here. Everything looks alright, not poking through the mesh, and I'll divide that one time. And actually, if we want to take a look at the how this looks, we turn on solo so we can see just the fibers only, and you can kind of poke around, take a look like that, whatever you want to do. Let's get this little darker material here. I'm going to show you a couple pictures here. This one was actually done with the fibers inside and outside the geometry. So that's how that looks here. Let's go to the next one here. Zoom that one up a little bit. And this one here. Actually, this one was inside and out. And you can see, I can see still the back of the hoodie. I did a little smooth this, and it will shrink up the fibers that were coming through, and that's why you can see a little bit of the geometry. It looks a little gold here, but it's smooth. That's not the fibers coming through it. But around here, around the rim here, you can see it's coming on the inside and outside of the geometry. And we'll zoom this one up here, and I placed this one on actually like a skirt type fiber here on this skirt here. That way we have this little ring down here by the waist, and this one around the shoulder area, and no fibers in the middle.